In this section, we're going to learn all about different verb types and the complements they take. So we're going to end up creating a structure for this sentence. I had not deemed him worthy of my attention. Now, you can probably do a lot of this already, but there's a few things that we're going to have to figure out. First of all, the V category is being retired. We're going to get more specific. And this noun phrase, him, and this adjective phrase, worthy of my attention, have some sort of function to them that we haven't seen yet. So, there's 6 verb types. I'm going to talk about the intransitive verb in this video. So intransitive verbs take no complements. What this means is that they can end a sentence and they don't have like a who or what that comes after it. So with the verb, if they have a complement, there's usually who, what, or some sort of property that follows. So what is the pool boy doing, or who or who is the pool boy swimming? Like, that doesn't make sense to ask. The pool boy swam who? The pool boy swam what? It's a little weird. So swam is on its own. There is another form of the verb that can take something after it. The country club failed. Jack and Dave fell. You can't say Jack and Dave fell the poster. It just ends with fell. So swam and fell, this is what this would look like, and we call these intransitive verbs. So you could think of an intransitive verb as being something like X swims, so we have something there, or just X verbs. Now, all verbs can take these things called adverbials. So you might think of adverbs. They add information, extra information, modifiable information to the verb itself. So adverb phrases, prepositional phrases that describe the verb, these are called adverbials. So we could say the pool boy swam quite often. Now, quite often is an adverb phrase. There's the adverb there. You have a qualifier that's intensifying it or telling you how often it is. And this whole thing functions as an adverbial because it's describing more information about the swimming. Or what about swim after his shift? So after his shift, after is a preposition, it takes a noun phrase after, so it's a prepositional phrase. But because this bit here is describing, so after his shift is describing when the swimming occurs, it's an adverbial. Same with the pool boy swam all night. Again, more optional information about time or location. So this is a noun phrase, but it would be functioning as an adverbial and it would look the same as the trees on the right. So adverbials are considered the optional constituent. They express time, manner, place. So they'll modify the verb. So when you say, I went home around 2 a.m., it's modifying the verb went. So when the wenting happened, when the going happened. But with these adverbials, you can remove them, and the sentence is still grammatical. So around 2 a.m. is an adverbial. We can just say I went home. We can remove it. Sometimes the whole adverbials can be moved around. So around 2 a.m. I went home. So that's a whole phrase moving around. We can see it with one word adverbs like we did before, or even if we have two adverbials back to back. Derek left the room in New York last time. Last time, Derek left the room in New York. In New York, Derek left the room last time. In New York last time, Derek left the room. So we can move these around and we can reorder them. So this tells us that we have adverbials, but this is the first function that we're going to look at. It can appear on every single verb. I'm just illustrating it with the intransitive verb and some other verbs in the future in this section. The second verb type is be. So this is any verb of the form is, are, am, and this is the main verb. So it's not acting as an auxiliary, it's just acting as the verb. And it has this equals relationship. So in the sentence, he is happy, very simple. The is, the verb be, just function as an equal. So it's attributing a quality to the subject. So we can have complements that are either predicate nouns, predicate adjectives, or predicate adverbs. So this means you might get he is a dog, he is happy as an adjective phrase, he is here, it can be an adverb phrase, or it could even be a prepositional phrase. So he is in the room. So depending on what type of phrase you get, you're going to get a different type of function. So let's take a look at some examples of predicate nouns. So the president is a monster. Jack was a wild dude. So we have our noun phrases here afterwards, and they're acting as predicate nouns because there's basically the equals relationship. The president equals a monster. Jack equals a wild dude. And we can see it here in the chart. So is a be verb, and it takes a noun phrase here, the predicate noun as a complement. What about the predicate adjectives? So again, we just have adjective phrases here. Brilliant, quite adventurous, and we have this equals with are and were. So the nurses equal brilliant. Bill and Ted equal quite adventurous. What about predicate adverbs? The CEO equals here. The event equals yesterday. So we're quite brilliant or is here. We'd have be. We'd have our phrase coming to the right, and then the function, whether it's predicate, adjective, noun, or adverb. So we can have adverbials with here too, and we can see how this works. So if I say he, I'm just gonna be really loose and dirty here. He was happy in the morning. What are we saying here? We're saying that he equals happy. So the happy part is the predicate adjective. It is the complement of the verb be. But we do have some extra information here too. We have information about time. So when is it happening? It's happening in the morning, and this bit right here is giving more information about the verb or the entire sentence. So when was the happiness? It's in the morning. So this is optional. We can remove it. We can say he was happy. It's fine. So this is an adverbial. Linking verbs are a lot like be verbs. They just don't have that form of is, are, am, but they establish sort of like an equals relationship between the subject and the complement, which in this case can only be either a predicate noun or a predicate adjective. We're not going to see any sorts of predicate adverbs here. So these are words like seems. So if you say he seems happy, we're continuing the happy train from the last video. This is kind of like an equals. I say it's kind of like an equals because it's a perception thing, but it's not a guarantee. So this is a linking verb. He seems happy, it's attributing a quality to him. He looks sad, it's attributing a quality to him. He became sad, it's attributing a transformation to him. So the monster seemed fairly terrifying. Justin Trudeau became Prime Minister of Canada. That pudding looks delicious. So we can see in these cases, these are all linking verbs. There is kind of an attribution to the subject here. So the monster equals fairly terrifying. Justin Trudeau equals Prime Minister of Canada. That pudding equals delicious. But it's not the is form. And depending on the form of the phrase coming after it, you're either going to see a predicate noun or predicate adjective. So in our trees, we'll have our linking verb seemed, taking a predicate adjective complement, or in the case below with became a squirrel, it's going to take a predicate noun complement. Here's an example of a linking verb with an adverbial. So again, we can kind of do the same quick kind of thing here, make a sentence and say he looked happier here. What are we saying? He looked happier. So this is describing he. It's describing him. This is the equals bit. This is why this predicate adjective is the complement of the linking verb. Here is extra information. This is extra. This is an adverbial because we don't need to say this. He looked happier, and we would get the same information. So, with that being said, let's do some practice. I want you to try to identify the complement of each verb. So what is the thing that the subject is equaling? What is the category of the phrase, and what type of function is it? See if you can pause the video and try yourself, and I'll go over the answers. Piers and Ben remain arch enemies to this day. So arch enemies is the noun phrase. Enemies is the noun, and this is acting as a predicate noun in this case. So Piers and Ben equals arch enemies. This bit right here, this is an adverbial. Okay, next one. That vacation sounds pretty nice. So pretty nice is going to end up being our thing that vacation equals. The form of this is an adjective phrase. It's an adjective nice with the qualifier pretty, and this is therefore going to be a predicate adjective. Okay. Some couples are lucky enough to grow old together. So old equals old. This is what we're saying. So this is going to be an adjective phrase that is acting as a predicate adjective. Now, what is together? This is an adverbial as well, and we know because we can say it at the beginning of the sentence together. Some couples are lucky enough to grow old. Fine. Okay, last one. Kim became the angriest person in the room. So there's two ways to interpret this sentence. There's one way to interpret this sentence where this is a predicate noun NP. So really, well, both ways we do it, it's going to be that interpretation. But there's one case where the adverbial is in the room. So in the room, Kim became the angriest person. But there is another interpretation where we're saying it's specifically the angriest person in the room as a unit. So the meanings come out similarly, but it's a different parsing. But anyway, this is complement identification. We're going to do one more. Since we just learned about verbs, let's see if each verb is intransitive, linking, or a be verb. Find the complements and adverbials. So pause the video, try it yourself, and now we'll go through the solutions. So political sentences are unfun examples. This is are. There's no auxiliary. It's not an auxiliary here, so this is a be verb. And they're saying they equal unfun examples. So examples, this is a noun phrase, so this is going to act as a predicate noun. Political sentences are a thing. It all went wrong when the can exploded in the lecture hall. So this is ending a thought. And we see in the lecture hall here. So in the lecture hall, it all went wrong when the can exploded. We can move it around. That means that this is going to be an adverbial, which means that exploded is going to be an intransitive verb here. It's not saying the can exploded something. It's just saying the can exploded. Okay. Did you feel exhausted after the event? So the feeling here is exhausted. This would be an adjective phrase that would be functioning as a predicate adjective. And this is a linking verb because it's not be, it's not an is form, but it is attributing a quality to the subject you. We have another adverbial here, after the event. So after the event, did you feel exhausted? We can move it around. Okay. The accounting department is very dull at this office. So this is a be verb. This is saying is very dull. So this is going to be an adjective phrase acting as a predicate adjective. And then at this office is going to be another adverbial. Okay, that cake certainly looks delicious. We have another linking verb here, taking delicious, which is going to be an adjective phrase, which means that in this case it's going to be a predicate adjective as a function. It's saying cake equals delicious. Okay, and finally, surely you were kidding. Surely you were kidding what? There's no what. You weren't kidding something. It's just you were kidding. So this is an intransitive verb. So verb types are pretty tough at first, but hopefully you're able to get some of these and there'll be lots of practice.